I'm Jessica Humphreys, and this is Crash Course U.S. History. Today we'll be talking about why men suck. Just kidding. Today we'll be talking about the women's movement and how it reshaped the way that women play a role in our society. We'll see how many times women were freaking cool, and look at what these brave young women fought for, such as education, abolishing slavery, and much more.
4 and 3 and 2 and 1.
Before Civil War and colonial times, women lived really boring lives and never really had a say in anything. Their main job was to take care of the house and kids. Young girls never went to school or did the usual classes. They only learned to take care of the house from their moms. Women were considered inferior to men and didn't get job opportunities, equal pay, or fair treatment. But they weren't cool with it anymore. They were mad and they wanted rights.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Leading this idea were powerful women like Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott. Stanton and Mott weren't your typical housewives. Mott came from a Quaker abolitionist family and was involved in helping runaway slaves. Stanton was a women's rights activist, feminist, educator, and writer. They both met at an anti-slavery convention. Another powerful leader of the movement was Susan B. Anthony, who was the daughter of a Quaker abolitionist too. She called for equal pay, college training for women, and coeducation, which basically means both genders get to learn together. She met Stanton at an anti-slavery convention, and they created the National American Women's Suffrage Association in 1869. In 1872, she tried to take matters into her own hands and vote illegally in a presidential election. She was arrested and fined $100, but she never paid it. Bad. It was 14 years after her death when women finally got the right to vote. The 19th Amendment. Legend has it that she's watching us through her portraits on the dollar coin. Okay, time for the mystery document. Basically, I get a mystery document, and if I get it right, nothing happens. If I get it wrong, I get punished. He has never permitted her exercise an inalienable right to elective franchise. He has compelled her to submit in laws the formation of which she had no voice. He has made her, if married, in the eye of the law, civilly dead. He has taken her from all right and property, even to wages she earns. The Declaration of Independence, Part 2.
Nope, wrong. It's the Declaration of Sentiments and Resolutions. Punishment time. As everyone knows, milk goes first. I'm sorry, Jessica. You know what comes next? Cereal. This is good stuff, though. So. Awesome.
Alright, the Declaration of Sentiments and Resolutions was a document that called to end laws that discriminate against women. It also demanded that women be allowed to enter all male jobs and businesses. However, the most controversial topic on it was women's suffrage. Thought bubble time, right? Yeah, thought bubble. Stanton and Mott got together and organized the first ever Women's Rights Convention in St. Falls, New York, July 1848. It was the first women's rights convention, and it called for equality, women's suffrage, the right to speak publicly, and run for office. During the convention, one of the most essential papers to the women's movement was created, the original script for Wonder Woman. It's the Declaration of Sentiments and Resolutions. The document listed all the problems that women had in their modern daily lives and called for ending all laws that discriminate against women. They discussed a bunch of ideas and how they could fix each idea. It was modeled after the Declaration of Independence, but the most heated debate around was the topic of women's suffrage, which is the right to vote. At this time, women did not have the right to vote, only men did. After a lot of heated debate, the convention voted to add the issue to the declaration. The convention launched a national movement in which several more conventions were held, and reformers of both genders joined the case. Thank you, Thought Bubble. At the times, African Americans were also fighting for their rights, and so the women's movement and the slave movement went hand in hand, like peanut butter and jelly, or pineapple and pizza. The movement stopped for a while because of the Civil War, but women kept fighting for their rights, even until now. Because of the convention and some other stuff, states began to grant women's suffrage, starting with Wyoming in 1890 and ending with the 19th Amendment in 1920. 30 years to become an amendment. Wow, that's more than double the time it took to fight the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, and the Civil War altogether. Women also made many other gains during the movement. Before, women had very few rights and depended on men to do everything. By the middle of the 1800s, 6 states were allowing women to own property. Some states passed laws that let women get divorced if their husbands were under certain conditions, like if they were an alcoholic or abusive. Indiana was the first state to do so. But the biggest gains in the movement were made in education. A strong woman named Catherine Beecher believed that the women should be trained and educated for a traditional life. The Milwaukee College for Women used these ideas to, quote, train the women to be helpful, intelligent, and successful wives, mothers, and housekeepers. Another woman named Ella Willard educated herself in men's subjects like science and math. She set up the Troy Institute Seminary for New York and taught science, math, history, geology, physics, and other housekeeping skills. Mary Lyon opened Mount Holyoke Family Seminary, which was an all-women's college, in Massachusetts, 1837, and based its curriculum after a nearby Mare College. Elizabeth Blackwell was trying to keep from failing into medical school because she was accepted by Geneva College in New York. She graduated first in her class. Maria Mitchell received an education from her father, and she became the first person to discover a comet with a telescope in 1847. She became the first woman elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences in 1848. She joined Vassar College facility in 1965. Women also began getting more professional opportunities. They could become elementary teachers, but got paid less than males. Wage gap. Even though women's gains in the 1800s were astounding, they were far from being complete. They remained astounded by societal terms and expectations. The struggle had just begun. And we're done. Hi, I'm Jessica Humphreys, and this is Crash Course U.S. History. Today we'll be talking about why men suck. Haha, just kidding. Today we'll be talking about the women's movement and how it shaped our society and the women's world. Alright, Mr. Duck. No, wait, what do I say? The history of mankind is a history of repeated injuries in never prohibited her. Before was the
Oof, crusty.
What am I doing?
Crusty.
Jesus, stupid.
Yes.
You're not much smarter.
Shut up. Oh, Hi, Crusty.